My name is Heather, and today I'm going to take you through my baby essentials for like the first year of life. This is Zoe. She's gonna be joining us today and helping out. I'm sure you'll be a big help. So I have got a 2-year-old and this little thing, which is 2 months old. And before I had my first baby, I researched the crap out of everything baby. Like, I am the kind of person, I don't want a bunch of extra stuff. I don't want clutter. I don't want things that don't really have a purpose or aren't really like good products in my house taking up space. Like, so I just researched everything and really figured out what I wanted, and that really helped. All that research really paid off whenever we brought the baby home. So now I'm going to share all the things I have found with you that I researched and now tested with 2 babies. That way you don't have to do all that. You don't have to spend all those hours researching everything. You're welcome. So the first things I'm going to talk about are things that were helpful as soon as we brought the baby home. So one of those is this Grove Collaborative Laundry Detergent, Newborn Laundry Detergent. This is the unscented, but they also, or the fragrance free, but they also make a chamomile. I think that's how you say it. They have a chamomile scent, and my first baby was very sensitive, and the chamomile scent was fine for her. This has been fine. They're just little pods. You toss them in there. I really like them. I don't really like how Draft smells, and I'm sure you could just do like all free and clear, and it would be fine for a newborn too. But I do really like that. Good. Another thing is these little changing stations. So I have, in her nursery, I have like a true changing pad and like one of these little baskets with diapers and wipes and diaper cream and burp cloths and everything. But I also have one of these in the bedroom and in the living room. That way, wherever we are, I can just easily change her. I don't have to take her back to her room. So I put one of these little changing pads, and I just throw it down on the couch, on my bed, wherever, and lay her on top of it and change her wherever I am. We've got wipes in here. We've got diapers and Aquaphor, burp cloths, and breast pads. If you're breastfeeding, it's just really nice having access to all this stuff everywhere. This Aquaphor healing ointment is something else that I really like. We started using this with our first kid. After every diaper change, I put this on her, and it keeps them from getting diaper rashes. I think my little girl just turned 2, and I think she's had like 5 diaper rashes her whole life. The only thing is, after you wipe them with wipes, make sure their skin is dry before you put this on. You can just kind of like pat them with a diaper to dry it. Because if you put it on a wet baby, then it just seals in the moisture and kind of creates a problem. So that's true with any diaper cream, but just a little reminder if you do use this. And another thing that I really like is these are technically pre-fold pads for cloth diapers, but I am far too lazy to cloth diaper, and it kind of grosses me out. So these I use for burp cloths. I like these the best for burp cloths. They're very absorbent, and it covers, like, it's a lot wider than a normal burp cloth. Like, I can put my baby on and that shoulder is covered. But like, this is still a nice burp cloth, but it's just a regular one, and it's just not, this one's actually pretty big, but it's still not as big as that. And these are just so absorbent because they're made for your baby to like poop and pee in them. So they're really good. So that's something I really like. What you think? Are you having fun? You need to eat? You need a boob? Maybe? Okay. Anyway, what else? Oh. Another thing that I really like is the Boppy. Now, before I had my first baby, the Boppy, I was like, I'm not going to get a Boppy. That's going to be a waste. I don't need it. I can just use a pillow. As soon as I got home, I ordered one of these things, and it has been a lifesaver. I would also get an extra cover. That way when your baby poops, spits up on it, whatever, you can just pull the cover off real quick and put a new cover on and still use it. But I really like it for breastfeeding, and honestly my husband uses it when he gives her a bottle because it just kind of brings them up to you. Hey! And I mean sometimes she'll just sit like this and she's comfortable. She likes it, don't you? You like it? Very comfy? Okay. One more thing I really like for newborns is this Mommy's Bliss Baby Vitamin D drops. If you breastfeed your baby, your pediatrician's probably going to recommend that you give your baby vitamin D drops, and these are really nice and easy to use, and you get like a consistent drop size, I feel like, with everyone. So I really like those. Alrighty. So a couple other things that you're going to need when you bring your baby home. This Munchkin dishwasher rack is really nice because you can fit like nipples up here or put all your like little stuff in here so it's not just thrown around in the dishwasher. But I really like that. I actually have 2 of them, which is kind of perfect. I would get a couple different kinds of bottles because you don't know what your baby's gonna like. And I mean, you can research and read reviews on these great bottles all day long, but your baby has not read any of those reviews and does not care what the other babies like. They care what kind of nipple they like. So I would just get like a couple of, maybe 2 different kinds of bottles, like get 2 of 2 different kinds. And a lot of times if you do a registry, they'll send you like a samples, and then once you get the baby home and see what they like, you can order some more. Which that's with breastfed babies. If you're formula feeding, you're going to need more than 2 bottles when you bring the baby home. But because I breastfed, I just had like a couple, and that was fine. And just let my husband give her a bottle every now and then. Like in the middle of the night, he would take a shift. Like he would take the first 4 hours of the night, and I would take the second. That way we both at least got 4 hours of sleep, which was nice. But or if I wanted to run to the store when you go back to work or whatever, like it's nice to have a couple bottles so you have that option. Which brings me to my next thing I like is the Dr. Brown's bottle warmer. This is the Dr. Brown's bottle warmer that I really like. Just hit this button to turn it on. Adjust your time. Yeah. Adjust your time, put your bottle in the top there, and then hit this to start it. No, I hold it. And then it'll beep at you when it's done. Just got to make sure to keep distilled water in this. Yep, water goes there. Thank you for helping, Ziva. This is the chart that they give you to tell you how long to put it in for, like for different amounts and everything, if it's a glass or a plastic bottle, all that. And I just laminated it so I could keep it, and then once it's done, it'll beep at you and let you know. Another thing I like is the Boone drying rack, which is like the little grass looking one that I'll show you with. And I like all the accessories because you can really just fit anything on there. And then this Boone drying rack I like because it fits like all these different kind of sizes. Like no matter what you put on there, it fits. Like these are my pump parts for my LV, and they just fit perfectly in there. I like all these little accessories because all this kind of random stuff like the nipples and little random stuff fits on there. I've got my Haka Ladybug that fits on this. This is another part of my LV pump. It's just perfect. I love it. When baby gets a little older, I really like these. Oh, I'm sorry. These little green pouches. They're just like a reusable food pouch. You can put whatever in here, like yogurt, applesauce, purees, whatever. Close it up, and then your baby can just drink out of these. And you can put them in the dishwasher or the freezer. I would be careful with this little part because it's like the perfect size for a baby to choke on, so make sure that they don't have access to that. But I do really like these. Okay. apps that I really like are the Baby Tracker app, which you can put in, like, you can do a timer if you're breastfeeding for, like, okay, baby's eating on the right side, start the timer and then stop it. You can put that the baby just had 2 ounces of breast milk or 2 ounces of formula or whatever, you can put it in there, and then you can easily see when the baby ate last. You don't have to like keep that in your mind because it's too much to keep in your mind. You can also put like when they had a diaper change, and if they pooped or peed or both, that way you can kind of keep track of it, especially for those like the 2-day follow-up visit to the doctor after you deliver and the 2-week follow-up visit. They're going to ask like, how many times a day is your baby eating? How many times are they pooping? How many times are they peeing? And instead of trying to keep that in your postpartum brain, you can just like look on your phone and tell them. Another app I like is the white noise app, because if you don't have a sound machine like with you, you can just put that on and put it in your baby's car seat with them or their stroller, or I'll hook it up to the Bluetooth in my car if we're really desperate and just like play white noise over the speakers, and that usually helps her calm down and go to sleep. So that's really nice. Another thing I like is this little sound machine right here. It's the brand is SOAIY, but I like it because it's a sound machine and it has a light, and it came with like a little thing so you could hook it on to stuff, but my toddler broke that. But I do really like this, and I use it like if we're traveling somewhere, I'll take this with us. Another important thing for sleep is Babywise. Babywise is a book that kind of helps you almost like sleep train your baby, I guess, but it is bomb. Both of my kids started sleeping through the night at like 6 weeks old. It is a lifesaver. With my first baby, the place I was working at, there's 4 of us that all had babies within like a year of each other. 2 of us did Babywise and the other 2 didn't. They just kind of, I guess, just winged it, but the other 2 didn't. The other 2 didn't use Babywise. And the 2 of us that did, like, our kids were sleeping by themselves in their crib all night. Most nights, you know, sometimes you're still gonna have nights where they wake up in the middle of the night, but for the most part, like, we were getting good amounts of sleep. The other 2, the kids were both sleeping in the bed with their parents, up in the middle of the night, crying like they were just having a bad time, like such a bad time that I felt bad mentioning how good my kids slept at work because they just had such a rough time. So I would highly recommend looking into that. Also, Happiest Baby on the Block is a good book too, to learn how to like soothe the baby and stuff. Another thing I really like is Zippered Sleepers. My kids live in these. I would not bother with the buttons. They're horrible unless you're just like, I mean, you just think, you know, struggling builds character and you want to get buttons so you can button 13 buttons in the middle of the night. It's totally fine. That's what you want to do. But I like zippers, and I like ones that either have a double zipper, so they have a zipper up top and on the bottom, or they only have one zipper and it starts from the bottom. That way you don't have to completely like unzip your baby and then be, you know, completely exposed. Like you can just unzip the bottom to change them in the middle of the night. That way they're a little less woken up. I also like gowns for little babies, and I'll let my baby sleep in this and just like put some socks on them or little booties, and that way diaper changes in the middle of the night are super easy. Hey! Another thing I really like are these Love to Dream Swaddles. We actually had to buy the next size up for this kid because she outgrew the newborn and still needed them. But they just like, you swaddle them up, you just zip it. It's a double zipper. But their little hands go here, so they're like this when they sleep, which she really likes, and it just kind of keeps them snug. And babies sometimes will startle themselves and wake themselves up, so this is really nice. So it's another thing where you don't know what your baby's gonna like, so I might get like one of these and a couple of a different kind of swaddle suit. Like they have ones that are Velcro that holds their arms down. Some babies like those. She hated them, so it was good that I didn't have like a huge stockpile of those that I had bought or registered for or whatever. So I would just get a couple different kinds and see what your baby likes. Hey, quit eating that hand. Quit eating your hand. You're gonna need your hand later. Another thing I really like is a Moby Wrap. And if you don't know what a Moby Wrap is, it's like just this kind of big fabric wrap. I mean, it's huge, but you can wrap the baby up and just like wear them on your chest, and it snuggles them up and it keeps you hands free, so you can still do stuff and they can still be cozy. I will link a video below of somebody that did like a really good job explaining how to wrap it up. It is kind of a learning curve, but after you get the hang of it, it's really nice. It's really nice to be hands-free, and like I can just put her in it and she'll go straight to sleep if I'm desperate for time. Something else I really like is the Graco DuetConnect LX Swing and Bouncer. This is the Graco Swing. This knob adjusts how fast it's swinging. You can put on like songs or nature sounds and turn it up and down. Yeah, Zoe's swinging. And you can do vibrate down here. Yep. Ziva's really helping with the demonstrations here. This button here will lift up their head. You can kind of adjust the tilt. So I'm just gonna grab both of these sides, have a little button, push those in and pull up. And then we just have a little bouncer, and you can still do the vibrate while it's a bouncer, which is really nice. You like it, Zoe? Sorry, I'm gonna be breastfeeding in this video. But anyway, the Graco bouncer and swing, it's really nice because the bouncer part comes off. Like the seat part is a bouncer, and you can take it off and take them wherever you're going and put them back in the swing. That way if your baby's asleep, you need to go do something like clean out the garage or whatever, you don't have to wake them up and move them or have somebody else watch them. Like you can just pop the bouncer part off, take it to the garage or wherever you're going, and let them continue to sleep there. And also it kind of cuts down on the space you're using up on baby things because it is a bouncer and a swing. So the baby monitor I really like is this Hello Baby monitor. It's got like a 900-foot range. I haven't tested that to see if it actually goes a full 900 feet, but it does have a long range. So like if your baby's inside and you need to go, you know, outside and do something, you can still see your baby. It is a video monitor, and you can turn up the volume and everything. It does not connect to the internet. This is the only place you can see it. I'm a little trippy about getting a monitor that connects to the internet just because I don't want someone to be able to like hack my baby monitor and be able to see my kids or talk to my kids, because I'm just a little trippy about it. So I got this one. The reviews weren't great on getting like a second camera and hooking it up to the same monitor. So when we had our second kid, I just bought a new one, and now we just have 2 monitors. Sorry if you can hear my kid eating. She's really enjoying herself. Some baby bath time stuff I really like is this Burts Bees shampoo and wash. Like I said, my first child had really sensitive skin and actually got a rash from some Johnson & Johnson stuff, which she uses now and is fine, but when she was little, like new and had really sensitive skin, I had to switch to this, and I really like it. It smells like honey, it smells great, and it's really good on sensitive skin, so that's something we've really enjoyed. Some other things I really like for bath time are the Safety First wet brush. It really helps you to get the soap in their hair and keep them from getting cradle cap and stuff. I actually just bought a second one because I still use it on my 2-year-old, and one for this baby, and the other one's getting kind of gross after 2 years of use. So really like this. It's got a little thing that you can put your hand in. It's very nice. Something else I like for bath time is this baby thermometer, or this bath thermometer. You put it in the water, you just like shake it to turn on, put it in the water, and it blinks. It tells you the temperature. Right now it's picking up the room temperature, so it's saying this is too cold of a bath, but it tells you the temperature. If it's too cold, it blinks blue, and if it's too hot, it blinks red. That way you can just kind of throw it in, fill up the bathtub, and just make sure it's an okay temperature for your baby. The bath that I really like is this Angel Care bath. It's just almost like silicone. It's got this little hook, so I put a command hook in the bathtub, like on the side of the wall, and just hang it up when we're not using it. But it's really nice to just sit them in and not have a whole lot of extra stuff. If they poop in it, then it's really easy to clean out, because we're talking about newborns here, like that stuff just happens. So I really like this bath. As far as baby proofing, I would prefer to just baby proof than worry about my kid getting into everything. Like, I would just rather err on the side of caution, even if it's something that they don't show any interest in. One thing I really like is these outlet covers, and I'll link everything below, but these are nice because they don't come out easy. Honestly, I can sometimes have a hard time getting them out, but you just like put them in, slide this tab down, and then pull on the tab, and that gives you a little traction to pull them out. We also did some wire covers on stuff like in her room, and just connected it to the wall. That way she wouldn't be pulling on the wires and stuff. And she, with the wire covers, she like really doesn't even notice the wires. My oldest, this one doesn't notice anything except a boob. But another thing I like is the Eco brand cabinet locks, which I'll show you how they work. But it's just like a magnet key, and you put it on where the lock is, and it lets you open it. I would suggest buying like the extra keys. That way you don't have to like hunt for that one key that you have in the kitchen. It does come with 2 keys, but we have one in the bathroom and one in the kitchen, so we bought an extra pack, so we have more in the kitchen. The only thing is we couldn't really get it to work on drawers, which is fine. Like, the cabinets are kind of the main concern. So for these cabinet locks, we just have like this little key that's a magnet, and you just put it up to where the lock is, and you'll hear that click, and you can open it. Let's see, you can open it. And then if you don't have the magnet, like, I mean, they don't open at all.